G'day, g'day. It is Monday, the 17th of August, 2026. Being a Monday, we will go directly to the weekly chart and check how last week's chart looks. And following on from the first trading week in August, that hugely bullish week bouncing out of 4,000, we've potential bit of profit taking. Not too bad though. It actually closed higher than the previous week's high, which is nice. Um, Small body and a much tighter range than the previous week. So as we come into this 4,500 psychological level, there's definitely some wariness going on in the market there. Dropping down to the daily. So Friday's not too great for the bears who want to sell, coming off of Thursday's very bearish outside candle with that very strong close. I'm pretty sure they were expecting it to run a little bit further than that, that's for sure. So it did create a weekly low because we swept Monday's low. So that's a nice sweep of two lows. And any bears who are in sell positions at the moment might be just a little concerned. So it'll be interesting to see if they can defend those positions, or the bulls will take over here. It's only a very shallow retracement and we could go sideways. We are in August. That sort of, we'll look at what trades are on the intraday time frame very soon. But geopolitical stuff, any key drivers that we're looking at? Interesting news story from last week was to do with the wheat market. And of course, we all know how important wheat is to the economy, is that the US wheat harvest had come in its smallest in decades. So that's just one point to put across. But eerily enough, the Ukrainians took out a major Russian export port that exports wheat. And so we play this geopolitical game all the time, and it's a very, very serious game, and it's played out through many of the world's commodities. So uh, that would be definitely a good space to watch how that is reacted to across the world. Um, Oil, they cannot, it's still stuck. Um, there's Iran Oman talks are still continuing, but there's zero deal being finalized. Jared Kushner is in the region. He's going to Egypt, then Israel this week, trying to broker some sort of peace network, but it's Hormuz is still basically unchanged. And then on the other side, we've got the yen yield working out now, where Japan is really threatening now to sell a lot of their US Treasury holdings. We've got to know that the Japanese are the largest holders of US Treasuries, and they are now threatening to say, okay, well, if our yen keeps weakening, we will start selling those US Treasuries. And that's why you're seeing the US, for, I'm thinking, the first time ever, working alongside to Japan to defend the yen and weaken the US dollar. VIX is still incredibly low. We are in August, of course, but with the volatility going on in the market, that's interesting. That is pretty much what we will talk about for that. Intraday, pretty nice. Turn that off. Friday was nice. Really fairly simple sell. Broke through the previous day's low. Held underneath that previous day's low. We were already in bearish price discovery. We really cleared the New York gold pit point of control and went down to target Monday's lows. Found lots of support, lots of buying at Monday's lows. Then they, and interesting enough, before even London opened, they went and spiked the Asian lows. That was quite an early spike. You sometimes expect that around New York. Then they just bought for the rest of the day, trading nicely back into Thursday's bearish range. Where do we sit now? Coming into Monday, as I said, the 17th of August 2026, we are trading inside the 4 a.m. Friday 4 a.m. my time, of course. So it was Saturday 4 a.m., but Friday's close. We're trading inside the hourly range there. So I don't particularly like to trade inside an hourly range on a Monday morning. We are breaking above the upper value line. We're well above the pivot, but point of control lies between the break of that hourly high and the Friday's high, the previous day's high. So even if we get up there, that's going to be a difficult place to take buys from. Doesn't mean that price won't go up there. It's just a difficult place to trade. Preferred trade, if this hourly range wasn't there, would be to fade this value area extreme and go back to the pivot at least, as that would be a nice place for new buyers to come in and load up if they wanted to take price up to the previous day's high. That is pretty much all I see at the moment.